My name's Laura Hastie and I am the print designer on ladies wear at George. My main responsibilities are designing the prints for our ranges, so that's 2 casual, 1 smart casual and a formal. That goes across different areas, that's dresses, blouses, jersey. We also work with accessories and swimwear. So a typical day for me could be a rack up where we'll bring together all of the prints that we've done for our main ranges, and we will go into a meeting and describe and talk about what we've worked on for each of the ranges. It could be working on our swimwear ranges. It could also be working on a few pieces for bottoms. It's a case of it's very varied. You can get some short lead where they'll need them really quickly, or longer periods where you'll have a week to work on prints. So for our ranges we work on about 4 to 5 prints, and then if anything extra is needed from our departments. I started out, I didn't really know what I wanted to do when I was doing A-level art. Art was the one subject that I was really good at, and it wasn't until my art teacher pointed out to me that actually a lot of my strengths came from print design and surface decoration. So that's when I looked into print design courses at university, and that's when I went on to do printed textiles at DMU. And after that, because Leicester is a really good place with lots of fashion suppliers, I did a bit of work experience and then got my first job about 9 months after I graduated and after I did New Designers. And it was a really small supplier. We worked with some of the main companies on the high street, so River Island, New Look, and then I moved on to a bigger supplier in Manchester. So I've been around a few suppliers and then came here to George. You need to have an eye for trend. You need to know what the trends are for each season. That's really important. You also need to have Photoshop and Illustrator skills. I'd say that's really important. And a good eye for colour as well. When you're working on different prints, you really need to have a good eye for colour. I think the biggest piece of advice I could give young people is to get as much work experience as possible before they graduate. When you don't get that experience before you graduate, they say you don't have enough experience to get the job, and obviously because there are lots of people graduating at the same time and you need to stand out, so I'd say that's the biggest thing, is get lots of experience before you graduate. I think it was slightly different to what I thought it would be, just because a lot of what you work on at university is a lot more creative. You can be as creative as you want and you work with different programs. Whereas then when you come to work for an employer, it's very much more refined. You need to think more about the customer and more about what's going to sell and what people are looking for. And you also used slightly different programs. So we used Photoshop and Illustrator, but at university I used a completely different program. So it's very different. My favourite print range to work on is Holiday Shop, and that is what we offer during the summer months, key summer periods, where it's all about your holiday destinations. Everyone's going on holiday, so the print ranges can be a lot more fun, they can be a lot more vibrant in colour. My favourite one was last year. It actually came in this year, but I worked on it last year. It was for phase 2, so it was the first Holiday Shop to launch for the year, and we got our inspiration from a shopping trip to Brighton, because that's part of what we do. We have to go out and look for different inspiration. So we took inspiration from one of the pieces that we got from Brighton, and it was this really vibrant floral print, and it did really well on any kind of garment. You could tell she just loved the print. It could have been a dress, trousers, shorts, anything. She loved it. So it was really key. It was really good positive feedback for me for the print. It showed that it worked on everything, so it was definitely the print that sold it.